Hi, so we seem to be doing Robert Frost's greatest hits here this afternoon. Um, let's talk about Frost's most controversial poem, even though it's a short one, and that's the one called, what is it, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. It's, again, an extremely simple story, but the implications beneath that story have had critics and students arguing for decades. Let's just take a look at a little bit of it. This is typically in a poetic explication. The first part is where you simply recap the story of the poem itself. So, whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. So someone is out in the woods. Apparently it's winter. The snow is coming down. It's extremely quiet. Those of you who have been out in the snowy woods know that that's a quiet really like no other. And he goes on. He's got a horse. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. So the horse shakes its harness bells. It thinks it's queer what he's doing. It's strange, in other words. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there's some mistake. The only other sound's the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, he finishes. Okay, that's a very easy story to summarize. A man is out in the woods. It's the dead of winter. It's very quiet. His horse wonders why he's stopping there. He thinks he must go on because he has promises to keep, even though he finds the woods are lovely, dark, and deep. That's the first part of an explication, simply retelling or recapping the story. Now the next part of an explication is to deal with any difficult or ambiguous passages. Well, what's difficult or ambiguous about this? Well, we know what it is. Why does he find the woods so lovely, dark, and deep? And why does he have to remind himself that he has promises to keep before he goes home? And whose house is it in the village anyway? Well, some critics have gotten into this and have suggested that the ambiguity of the meaning lies in the fact that maybe the man really doesn't want to go on living. Maybe he finds the woods have the draw of darkness, of finality, of death, which is a pretty dark implication, but it can be read into the poem. Ambiguous means you don't know one way or the other. The suggestion could be there, or maybe he's just tired on his way home and pulled by the quiet and the idea of sleep. But he has promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. All right, you deal in the second part of an explication then with difficult passages or ambiguities. Then the last part is to give your final take, your own final thought on the meaning of the poem. Well, I have my own personal thoughts on what the meaning of the poem is, and I think I'm really more interested in what yours are than mine. So I'd like to hear from you on that. Okay, that's my prerogative. So this is Mr. Stacy, and Archie the poetry dog is right here on the floor beside me, wishing you a good explication. Thank you.